will send a strong message that Virginia is a place where people who make mistakes and serve their time are welcome back as full members of our society, not second-class citizens.
Well, and with that, the governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia puts his pen to paper and re-establishes the rights of some 206,000 felons who have done their time and have returned to society. They now have their full voting rights. They have the right to serve on a jury. They can even run for elected office. Yes, they can. They can serve right there in the House of Delegates in Richmond. Joining us on the line to talk about this is Virginian Delegate Tim Hugo, represents the 40th District, and is the chairman for the Virginia House Republican Caucus. Good morning to you. So the governor says, hey, we're just doing what's right here. These people have done their time. They should return to full citizenship rights, and it's just the right thing to do. No political ploy here, no power grab. So what do you think about all that?
Well, of course our governor's not political. No, it's transparently political. Remember, this is the governor who has said point blank, he would like to be Hillary Clinton's Secretary of Commerce. Well, this is step one. Here's the problem. Forget the politics. Here's the problem for us. Over the last decade, there's been numerous bills that have come forward to do this, and every time they've been defeated. Because also, too, the last two governors, Democrat and Republican, Bob McDonnell and Tim Kaine, have said, you cannot do what the governor just did. They've had advice from their legal counsels, from their attorneys, saying you can't have a mass restoration of rights. Now, if you're talking about some dumb kid that did something at 18, there's actually been an opportunity, and people have been talking about how we do this. But there was already a mechanism in place where the governor could say, this kid was stupid, he did something stupid when he was 18, 19, 20, whatever it may be. We're going to restore the rights. Governor McDonnell had restored thousands. McAuliffe could have done the same thing, but on an individual basis. Mm-hmm. This blanket endorsement of over 200,000 at one time, one pen stroke, it's what Obama's done nationally. It's just not right. It's not constitutional.
Well, you just said, Delegate Hugo, that the governors before him said that they couldn't do this constitutionally based on the Constitution of the Commonwealth. You have just proclaimed that Governor McAuliffe can't do this. So what are you and your fellow delegates and across the aisle, the state senators, going to do?
What we're trying to do, we're going to be talking about our legal remedies on this. I think we're going to try to push back on this. It's not about the politics. It's just not right. It's a bad precedent to start having what they've done in Washington with these executive orders done in Virginia.
Right. So, but what are those legal remedies? Can you do something within the House of Delegates? Can you call a special session of the House of Delegates?
I think what we'd have to do literally is go to court and look at an injunction. And I think that's what we're trying to do to figure out, can we do that? And I think there's meetings going on today and this week to figure out what our legal remedies are.
All right.
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys, I want y'all to think about. It's, the governor makes it, some kid made a mistake. And over the past years, some of the Democrats and Republicans have introduced bills to say, if somebody served their time, a nonviolent felon. But what the governor did today, last week, in one broad stroke, he did violent felon. And he didn't ask anybody. And he doesn't have to ask me. But you know what would have been nice? Why didn't he go ask the rape victim what she thought about having her rapist now get the rights back? Or the family of the murder victim who, the perpetrator can now sit on a jury, but their dead relative's never going to sit on a jury again. Or the pedophile. And again, that's the difference. He's making it out like, it's some kid that was, got caught smoking pot 20 years ago. But he did a broad brush on violent felons, rapists, murderers, pedophiles, the worst of the worst. Didn't ask him, and I wish he had asked some of those families of the victims.
Yeah, listen, this what it does to our system of jurisprudence bothers me almost as much as the naked political power grab that it is. I mean, for example, you may have murderers, rapists, child abusers. I mean, just the dregs of society sitting on juries, passing judgment on other people. And I can't imagine that anybody who's done time in the Gray Bar Hotel is going to send somebody else to prison.
Well, and ask Governor, his other big initiative has been ban the box. And if you know what that is, ban the box is you can't ask on an application whether somebody has been a felon before. Mm-hmm. Well, if he wants to ban the box, does that mean he wants to ban the box on murder victims being asked, or murderers being asked before they're serving a jury? Can we ask, if you ban the box, can you ask a felon who's trying to buy a gun? I mean, there's all sorts of things here that I don't think they thought through, and because I think it was a naked pursuit of political opportunism, and that's just a tragedy on so many levels. But again, it's putting the victims right on the same jury box potentially with somebody that's done a similar crime in the past.
But
also the precedent of bringing Obama's executive orders paradigm to Virginia is just horrible.
The governor, really quickly, we're almost out of time, Delegate Hugo, but the governor said that he wanted these felons to be able to become full members of society. Any indication that he might grant Second Amendment rights, restored Second Amendment rights to convicted felons?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I mean, one, he doesn't talk to us. He doesn't talk to anybody. And that's the problem.
Yeah, but you've got a guy out there who maybe 10 years ago, got into some trouble or maybe did a DUI or something. He can't get his gun permit, but now a convicted murderer can vote. That's
exactly right. And it is just naked political opportunism. It is wrong. It's Obama. It's bringing the Obama executive orders to Virginia.
Understood.
And I just think they haven't thought this through. And I hope all the Virginians think it too.
Well,
and I hope they think about those families that he never asked, the family of the rape victim or the family of the murder victim.
Well, as you look at your legal options, keep us in the loop, would you please?
Yes, sir. Sure will.
Virginia Delegate Tim Hugo, thank you very much.